Stop, what if I told you that this a single 1 cent coin could be worth more than a mansion? Sounds crazy, right? But hold on, because today we're diving into the world of Lincoln wheat pennies, and some of these tiny copper coins have sold at auction for prices that will absolutely blow your mind. We're talking hundreds of thousands, even over $1 million for a coin that was never supposed to be worth more than 1 cent. So how does a penny go from pocket change to priceless treasure? It comes down to three things: rarity, errors, and condition, and today we're counting down the most expensive wheat pennies ever sold. The coins that make collectors lose sleep and bidders empty their wallets. Stick around, because one of these pennies once sold for $1.70 million, and there's a chance, a small but real chance, that one could still be hiding in someone's collection right now. Let's get into it. Moving on to the powerhouse of the 1953 wheat penny family, the Denver D Mint, and this is the coin most people find when they search through old wheat pennies, and the 1953 D wheat cent is worth, at the very least, 15 cents, but will be on average worth about $2.32, while high-end collectors seeking or selling this coin in mint state and in a permanent holder are looking at a price of $23.23. Coin trackers, and the reason Denver coins are so abundant is because the 1953 D wheat penny had a total mintage of over 700 million coins from the Denver Mint bullion shark, making it one of the highest production wheat pennies ever struck. But do not let that discourage you, because error varieties and top-grade red specimens can still push the value of a Denver 1953 penny into the hundreds of dollars range at major coin auctions. Now we come to the fan favorite and most sought-after variety of the 1953 wheat penny series, and that is the San Francisco Mint coin, because of the three varieties struck in 1953. San Francisco issues capture the greatest collector interest and a small premium coin study, and the value reflects that collector demand, because the 1953 wheat penny is worth around 20 cents in very good condition, and in uncirculated condition the price is around 80 cents for coins with an MS-63 grade, while uncirculated coins with a grade of MS-65 can sell for around $3.40. Silver recyclers and the San Francisco Mint typically had lower production numbers, making the Mint mark a favorite for collectors building sets, and pennies often feature very sharp strikes and attractive luster coin identifier, which makes top-grade San Francisco 1953 wheat pennies genuinely beautiful and highly desirable coins. Here is something that most beginning coin collectors do not even know about the 1953 proof wheat penny, and this is one of the rarest and most valuable varieties in the entire 1953 series, because proof coins with no mint mark are available, and they are each valued at around $19 in prairie 65 condition, and there were only 128,800 proof coins minted. Silver recyclers, and the 1953 proof with only 128800 minted is the rarest variety, worth between $11 and $7,475 depending on grade, coin. And these proof coins were struck with specially polished dies to create coins with mirror-like surfaces and incredibly sharp design details, specifically for collectors. And if you happen to find one of these proof 1953 wheat pennies in an old collection, it could be one of the most valuable coins you have ever held in your hands. So never overlook an unusually shiny 1953 penny. Now, before we get into the values and the money, let us talk about the incredible history behind this coin, because the 1953 Lincoln cent belongs to the final chapter of the wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, a post-World War II era coin that was produced in staggering numbers, yet survives in gem condition far less often than collectors expect. CoinValueChecker.com. And what makes this year so historically interesting is that as early as 1952, Mint officials had begun internal discussions about retiring the wheat reverse design, though the final decision to adopt the Lincoln Memorial design would not come until later in the decade, coinvaluechecker.com. So when you hold a 1953 wheat penny, you are literally holding one of the last survivors of a 50-year design that witnessed America transform from a farming society into the most powerful industrial nation on earth. Paragraph 3. The three mints and their production numbers. Now here is the critical information you need to know before you can figure out what your 1953 wheat penny is worth, and that is identifying which of the three United States mints struck your coin, because no mint mark means Philadelphia, which struck 256.7 million coins, and D means Denver, which struck 700.5 million coins, and S means San Francisco, which struck 181.8 million coins. Coin no, and on Denver and San Francisco coins, the mint mark, a small D or S, appears directly below the date, while Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, which was the standard practice for that facility throughout the entire wheat penny era. Coinvaluechecker.com. And remember that the Denver Mint alone struck 700.515000 cents in 1953, making it the ninth highest mintage of any date and mint combination in the entire Lincoln Wheat Penny series. Coinvaluechecker.com, which means finding a top-grade Denver coin is actually harder than you think. Paragraph 4. The 1953 no mint mark Philadelphia value. Let us now break down each variety, starting with the Philadelphia no mint mark 1953 wheat penny, and here is what you need to know about its value right now, because the 1953 wheat penny with no mint mark is worth around 20 cents in very good condition, and in uncirculated condition the price is around 80 cents for coins with an MS-63 grade, while uncirculated coins with a grade of MS-65 can sell for around $3.40. Silver recyclers. But here is the truly exciting part. According to PCGS CoinFacts, the 1953 Philadelphia cent is one of the most difficult Lincoln wheat cents to find in MS-66 or higher condition from the entire 1930 to 1958 span, because most examples come weakly struck with nicks and contact marks that disqualify them from top grades. Coinvaluechecker.com, which means a truly perfect Philadelphia 1953 penny is a genuinely rare and special coin worth serious collector money. The 1958 wheat penny had a total mintage of over 252 million coins from the Philadelphia Mint alone, and while this is a very large mintage, the 1958 wheat penny can still be very difficult to find in the highest possible grades, which is a very common situation among many coins in the wheat penny series. Bullion Shark. This coin has a total mass of 3 grams, a diameter of 19 millimeters, and a thickness of 1 millimeter, and its edge is smooth. And the coins are composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, making this coin a beautiful piece of genuine American copper history. Now let us get to the question everybody wants to know, and that is, what is this coin actually worth? And the answer depends heavily on condition. So in average circulated condition, the 1958 wheat penny is worth around 15 cents, and one in certified mint state condition could bring as much as $5 at auction. Coin trackers. However, the highest grades of the 1958 wheat penny have a value ranging from around $2,000 to $9,000, and notably a PCGS MS-67 Plus RD specimen achieved an auction record of $3,600 in January 2025, showing continued strength for elite grades in the current market. Now here is where things get absolutely wild, because the most valuable variety of the 1958 wheat penny is the famous 1958 double die obverse error coin, and this error coin features very noticeable doubling on the date and inscriptions on the obverse side, making it incredibly highly sought after by collectors all over the world. Bullion Shark. This is truly a legendary cent, and there are only 3 examples that have ever been verified, and the last one sold for an absolutely mind-blowing $336,000, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies ever to exist. There are several other errors and varieties you should be on the lookout for when examining your 1958 wheat pennies. And one of those is the double die reverse, or DDR, variety where the doubling appears on the back of the coin, specifically on the wheat stalks and on text like 1 cent and United States of America. And DDR pennies from 1958 typically sell between $25 and $150 depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's grade. CoinValueChecker.com. Another error that can occur is the lamination of the metal of the coin, which occurs when there are impurities in the alloy, causing the metal to crack in the form of sheets, and there are different degrees of lamination, and their locations and even the shapes of the plates can all affect the value significantly. The 1958 Lincoln penny was truly the last of an era, and its value and importance cannot be exaggerated because in 1958, the U.S. Mint made a decision to alter the reverse design, and the iconic wheat stocks were swapped out and replaced with a picture of the Lincoln Memorial, making the 1958 wheat penny the very last of its kind and the final chapter. The story of this coin begins all the way back in 1909 when President Theodore Roosevelt advocated for the U.S. Mint to hire an artist to completely redesign American coins and pennies in particular, and as a result of this incredible initiative in the year 1909, the Lincoln cent, also referred to as the wheat penny, was introduced, making it the very first United States currency to ever depict a real person, and it was originally created to commemorate the 100th birthday of the great Abraham Lincoln, but the success and appeal of the design made it a long-lasting standard that lasted for nearly 50 years. All the way through, the wheat penny was designed by the incredibly talented sculptor Victor David Brenner, and his design for this coin was very similar to one of his previous works, which was a desk plaque of Abraham Lincoln for the Gorham manufacturing company that he made back in 1907, and the design features Abraham Lincoln facing right on the obverse side, and the reverse features 2 stalks of durum wheat around the edge of the coin, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, and along the top edge we see the very famous motto, E pluribus unum, which in Latin means from many one, and this design is absolutely stunning and timeless. Now let us talk about the actual design details of this incredible coin. On the front or obverse of this coin you will see the bust of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and if a mint mark is present it will be on the bottom right just under the year, and the words, "In God We Trust," follow the top arch of the coin nicely, framing Lincoln's head, and the word liberty sits just to the left of President Lincoln's collar, and on the back or reverse of the wheat penny, also known as the wheat cent, you will see 2 wheat stalks, the words 1 cent, and the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, and the reverse image would later change in 1959. Now, one of the most important things you need to know about the 1958 wheat penny is that there were 2 main mint varieties produced, and these are the Philadelphia Mint version, which has no mint mark at all, and the Denver Mint version, which has a D mint mark, and there were no wheat pennies issued at the San Francisco Mint this particular year, so you only have 2 versions to look for. The 1958 D wheat penny is distinguished by its substantial mintage of 895,3300 pieces, representing approximately 80% of the total 1958 wheat penny production, and this variety holds unique appeal as the last wheat penny ever struck at the Denver facility, where today we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating and talked about coins in the entire history of the United States of America, and that coin is none other than the legendary 1943 1 cent wheat penny, which has captured the hearts and minds of coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers all around the world for decades and decades. Old Coin in Line. And if you stay with us till the very end of this video, you are going to learn things about this one tiny little penny that will absolutely blow your mind, so hit that subscribe button right now and let us dive deep into the incredible world of the 1943 wheat penny. The 1943 steel penny represents one of the most fascinating chapters in United States numismatic history, and it was created during World War II, when copper was desperately needed for the war effort in the United States. Government made the bold and historic decision to change the composition of the 1 cent coin from its traditional bronze and copper material to a brand new zinc coated steel design, Gainesville coins. And this decision was made because every single ounce of copper available in America at that time was being used to manufacture bullets, shell casings, military equipment, and war machines that were needed on the battlefields of Europe and the Pacific. And so the United States Mint made history by producing the only steel cent in the entire history of American coinage. The obverse side of the 1943 Wheat Penny is dominated by the central profile of Abraham Lincoln, for whom the coin was named, and to the left of Lincoln's image is a raised inscription which reads, Liberty, and to the right of the president's image you will see a raised inscription, marking the 1943 year of minting, and finally the phrase In God We Trust is inscribed over the top of the obverse, JM bullion, and on the reverse side of this magnificent coin the central aspect is dominated by an inscription marking the 1 cent face value beneath, which is an inscription that reads, United States of America, and to the left and right of the central inscriptions are single stalks of wheat, which help explain why the coin is called the wheat penny, and arching over top of the reverse is the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, JM bullion. The most distinctive aspect of the 1943 steel penny is its striking silver color, and the steel content makes it magnetic, distinguishing it from every other regular issue United States coin, and it is also 13% lighter than a standard copper cent, weighing just 2.7 grams compared to the 3.11 grams of the bronze cents issued in 1942, and this weight difference measured on a precise digital scale is one of the quickest ways to authenticate these coins. Coinvaluechecker.com. And if you find a coin that looks like a 1943 wheat penny, the very first thing you should do is hold it near a magnet, and if it sticks to the magnet, then you know it is a genuine steel cent, and if it does not stick at all, then you might be holding one of the rarest and most valuable coins in all of American history. The massive production scale of 1943 steel pennies reflects wartime urgency, with over 1.09 billion steel coins struck across 3 mints to meet commercial demand during copper rationing, and Philadelphia dominated production with 6846-28670 pieces, while Denver contributed 2176-60000, and San Francisco struck 191550000, establishing the foundation for today's availability patterns. Coinvaluechecker.com. And this means that the Philadelphia Mint coins have no mint mark, while the Denver coins carry a D below the date, and the San Francisco coins carry an S below the date, and these mint marks play a very important role in determining the overall value and rarity of the coin you might be holding in your hand right now. The 1943 copper cent was produced at all 3 mints, with about 20 being produced in Philadelphia, making it the more common of the 3, and most experts believe that there are still a few yet to be discovered. And beware of fake counterfeits, as this is one of the most counterfeited of all United States coins, and some scammers will attempt to plate a 1943 steel penny in copper, USA coin book, and a good test is to place the coin near a magnet. And if the coin sticks to the magnet, then it has steel content and is therefore fake, old coin in line. So always, always, always test your coin before getting too excited, because fakes are everywhere in the coin market today. The 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny Steel cent variety is worth approximately 24 cents in average condition, and can be worth $3.08 to $10 or more in uncirculated mint state condition. USA coin book, and most steel pennies are worth between 20 cents and $20, with prices for 1943 penny error coins like the 1943 D doubled mint mark variety reaching several $100 Gainesville coins. So while most of these coins are not going to make you a millionaire, they are still wonderful Pieces of American history that every coin collector should have in their collection, and the value continues to rise every single year as more and more people discover the amazing story behind this legendary wartime coin. The 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny bronze and copper variety is worth an estimated